107.5 WBLS. It's Deja Vu in the afternoon. You know, we always have some of your favorites stopping by. And today we have another favorite in the building. Got to make some noise for her. Hey, girl.
Hey, how are you?
Woo! How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling great.
Looking fabulous.
Thank you.
Yes. I love your hair.
Thank you.
It's just like flowing out. All right, so it's been a minute since we've chatted with you, but you've been busy.
Yes, I have.
Talk to us about I Used to Know Her.
Yeah, I just dropped the Prelude, not too long ago, and I'm about to start a tour.
Yes?
Yeah, and it's called the I Used to Know Her tour. It's just a preview of my album, which is coming very, very, very soon.
You've been saying that for a minute.
Yeah, I know I have, but I haven't really had that much time, so I'm just trying to create and drop music when I have the time.
So what are you doing that's keeping you out of the studio that you're saying you don't have time?
I have shows. I just got off tour with Chris Brown.
How was that?
It was amazing.
Yeah?
It was so fun. I learned so much. We did huge stages. So it was crazy.
So what's the difference? How do you like the big, atmosphere versus the more intimate settings when you're performing?
I love both equally, honestly. I mean, the arenas are kind of crazy. Like the energy is just a different thing. And they were very they were lit during my set, which was really cool. It seemed like every night.
Everybody is vibing to you. What was it we just saw you on? Was it BET Awards when you were just killing it and your vocals? I was like, I'm trying to sing with you as the thing is going. You hitting these high notes,
Thank
girl.
you.
So how do you get when you perform like that in an awards show setting? I mean, what do you do to get into the zone?
That specifically was special because it's BET, and BET has kind of supported me for a really long time. And I was on the main stage, and I knew, okay, this is my moment to really show people what I'm about. Because you hear the music, and it's one thing, but to see somebody live is a whole nother thing. And I try to really make that experience something different. So for that, I was just trying to focus. I was rehearsing. I was on the side of the stage kind of talking to my background singers, and we were just feeling wow, this is confirmation. This performance is confirmation. We're exactly where we're supposed to be. And I just needed to be in the moment, and I felt like I was, which was very special. And it was very rewarding for me to be on that stage, and I feel like I shocked everybody. So
you did see a lot of folks didn't know that you could actually sound like that album because a lot of folks don't. And we're gonna pause right there for talent, okay? But no, seriously, you are amazing. Now, what sets you apart from this generation's R&B singer? What zone do you get into for that? Or is it just naturally who you are as you developed as an artist?
I don't know. I've always been big on musicianship. Right. And I think that's something that people have kind of lost and kind of haven't been as into as much as it was before. I love Prince. He's one of the people I look up to, Alicia Keys, and they're, really they're about musicianship and putting on a show that's dynamic and has live band and background singers. And that's my thing. I just feel like, when it comes to my live show, I really show that musicality. It's not just about hearing the songs live, but it's about creating a different setting and being when's the last time you went to a show and you said, I want to go see that person again and again and again? It's people like Chris Brown who know how to put on a show. So I learned so much from him being on that tour, but I think that's what I'm about.
Did you learn any of those dance moves? Because
I tried.
He kills it, man. Yeah. He's a dope performer.
Incredible.
All right, so going back to I Used to Know Her. So you did a 6-album, a 6-piece EP.
Yeah.
Where did you go with that, and how did you come up with It Could Have Been? How did you decide who you wanted to team up with? You got with Bryson and everything. That song is a hit, for real.
Thank you. Yeah, it's all about elevation. And, when I made Volume 1 and Volume 2, Volume 1 was very, very moody, very jaded, kind of emotional at the time. And then Volume 2 is a lot more optimistic. And it just, since I've experienced so much, I've been a lot happier. And experiencing all these things since I dropped Volume 1 and Volume 2. And still kind of going through the motions of love and finding time to really live life and find inspiration just takes longer to get this album done, because I have to find the time to live and to
right.
And I talk about all my personal experiences and my life. So every day I'm trying to pull from my life. And I Used to Know Her kind of came from me thinking about my perspective up until this point, not even just from volume 1, but just from life, you know, my whole entire life. And being 21, I just turned 21 in June.
Go ahead, legal.
Yeah, right. It don't matter to me. But being 21 up until this point, like, what is my perspective in life? And you kind of see a preview of that, like in Lost Souls on I Used to Know Her. And it's really just a preview of the album. You hear a little bit more musicality on it. We Could Have Been was just a moment thing. Like I was just feeling that super, super heavy in that moment. And I think I wrote that song in like May, and I said, okay, who would be right on it? And Bryson, he has been wanting to do something with me, so it was perfect. But
that's amazing.
Yeah, but it's kind of crazy how things have ended up, and where I've ended up, and where I want to be.
Where do you want to be?
I want to be creating honest music for the rest of my career, but I want to end up genreless, because I'm R&B at the core, but I feel like I want to explore other worlds, and I have in the past, and all my inspirations are, you know, artists of multiple genres, and I want to be on a stage with a Coldplay or a, Carlos Santana, or Led Zeppelin, like it's just anybody, you know what I mean? And with musicality, you can do that, and it's just about having fun on the stage. It's not about being one way or, you know, doing one thing. It's just about making good music. It's only 2 genres, good and bad music.
Come on, look at this. Girl, you deep. Let me tell you. I'm serious. It's refreshing.
Thank you.
Because you don't hear a lot of that from a lot of our R&B artists that are, you know, out here now building. You will be lasting. Look, I have kids. The kids going to be listening to you. Like, seriously. All right, so now you are here where you are. But talk to us about how you got started, because I heard you say something about Pops used to mess around and play in a band and used to do some stuff with him.
I mean, music has been in my family. I mean, just for fun. But my mom's Filipino, and Filipinos sing karaoke. So I like grew up listening and singing karaoke when I was really little. When I was like 3 years old, when I learned to talk, I was singing. But we used to have like little jam sessions in my house and barbecues, and it would be a full band setup. And then and the instruments were in my house, so I just gravitated towards them. And instead of playing outside, I wanted to be inside with my dad. You know, I woke up, you know, on the weekends, and my dad was cooking breakfast, and Prince was on the television, and he was watching concert DVDs of even Beyonce and Michael and all these people. And we went to a lot of concerts, a lot of blues shows. So music was just in my family. It was around me 24/7, and it was all I wanted to do. You know, and I used to perform as a young kid, and then eventually got signed to RCA Records when I was 14.
Dang.
You know, and I had the time to develop, but I was still being a normal kid. And just,
how did they decide to say, okay, we're going to let you do this? And when did they really discover, yo, my baby girl can sing?
When I was really young. I mean, it was kind of just organic. It was like, this is what I want to do for fun. My mom was pregnant with my sister when I was like 9 years old. She was pregnant with my sister, and she would carry my heavy piano and my heavy bass guitar to some gig or some talent show. Like, she really embraced what she felt like was my gift and what was my path, you know? So at a young age, my parents were going so hard, not because they, you know, felt like, oh, I could make money off of my kid. It was because, wow, this is in her, and we have to let her explore that and continue to help that growth, you know, and help her manifest this, what, you know, God is saying is her destiny and her path. And it's like, it comes a point where, you know, decide, like, okay, when I was 16, I felt like, okay, do I go to college? You know, I didn't release music. I was signed to RCA, trying to figure it out.
So wait a minute, you were signed all that time and did not release music.
No.
How frustrating was that for you?
I wanted to release a project, but at the same time, I was frustrated, but at the same time, I knew that I wanted to present something that was ultimately me. I needed something that was going to represent me. I just didn't want quick success or some hit song. I wanted to release a project that was everything to me, you know, and I'm really sensitive about what I create and what I release, super sensitive about it. So there was that balance there. But when I finally figured out what it was like that breaking point of like, okay, am I 100% in music, or am I going to go to school and be in the medical field or something? But music has been a given, you know, for me my whole entire life. So I released Volume 1, and organically it just kind of just happened, you know, and I figured this is the best way to present the music without showing my face, without telling people anything about, you know.
And how is that received when you first did it? Now we're used to it, how you would do your fit, you know, put the hands up in front of the face and everything. Beautiful face, by the way, guys. She's gorgeous. But how was that first received when you did that?
Yeah, I think people we're kind of like, who is this? You know? But I did exactly what I wanted it to do. And that's have people focus on just the music and nothing else. It doesn't matter how old I am. Doesn't matter what I look like. I don't want people to like me because they think I'm pretty or because I'm associated with somebody or I have this hype or, you know, so-and-so co-signed me. I didn't want any of that. I just wanted people to love the music and love the message and get into what it is that I'm feeling, not what I look like.
So we talked about you working on the album. Give us a taste. You said this is just a little bit, I used to know her was a little bit before the album. You were just wanting to put out some music. The prelude.
Yeah.
What is the album going to be like then? Because I know we love these songs, but is it going to be more of this? Or you said each time you're experiencing and growing, it changes the music.
I don't think it changes it too much. I think in everything I do, you're going to hear her. You're going to know that that's me. It's going to be familiar always. I'm never going to stray too far, you know, from what it is that people know me by. But just more musical, just a little bit more musicality. And like I said, my perspective has broadened a little bit. It's not just about love, but it's about people and life and you know, what's going on in the world today. Like, it's everything. It's everything. And it's just growth. But musically, you can expect classic H.E.R, but along with more musicality, more organic sounds, more Lauren inspired, more Prince inspired, more Alicia inspired.
Are you writing with any specific people or anybody you desire to like collabo with for this next project?
People. I really want to work with J. Cole because I feel like, because just lyrically he's incredible and I think we could tell a really cool story.
Yeah.
But there's so many people I want to work with.
Okay, so maybe we might see a J. Cole, her collabo. You never know. Yeah. Okay, so the tour takes off when?
November 10th in Atlanta.
And you're coming back to New York, right?
Of course I am. I'm going to be at the Brooklyn Steel twice.
Love it. Well, we can't wait to see that. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Love it. And when that new album drops, let us know.
I'll be back.
Definitely. It's WBLS.